Hey, Tailpin Airlines Math and History, and it's Happy Easter! So today is April 4th, 2021, and today's supposed to be Easter. And we have a Skittles Easter egg right here. So what we'll be reviewing today is how to find the volume and the formula for an egg. It's actually simple. To find the formula for an egg for volume equals 2 multiplied by pi divided by 3, multiply that by the equatorial radius squared. Then we have to do b plus c, so the long polar plus the short polar, and then we multiply it to get our answer. These definitions right here will be explained throughout the video. Today was supposed to be a special day for a video because since it's Easter, we really wanted to do a math video all about Easter, and we chose volume because if you do hard-boiled eggs at home, what you're eating inside that hard-boiled egg is very yummy. So what we're eating inside the egg is volume. Volume is what's inside the egg, in here. So you'll get a really good taste of it. So starting out with the formula, we noticed that part of the formula for volume and 2 multiplied by pi divided by 3, that is actually almost the same thing as the formula for a sphere for volume. Because an egg is basically a sphere, but has grown. An egg is a big fat sphere that has enormously grown. Here's an example. So, in Tinkercad, that's the sphere, and that's the egg. One way we can prove this is if you look at the bottom. If we look at the bottom, both bottoms of the shapes are spheres. But the other thing is, when we said that an egg is a big fat circle, or we said an egg was a big fat sphere, that means that this can grow. We can make the egg even larger. And there we go. That sphere is now sort of like an egg. So that's why we can prove that this formula right here, this part of it, can actually come from this part for the volume of a sphere. An egg is a big fat sphere that has enormously grown. So let's start to solve the problem. So when we do geometry, there's always a way we can solve these kind of problems with so many numbers. We use order of operations. So when we use geometry, if there's a formula for surface area, volume, anything for geometry, you will always use order of operations. And that's what we use, is GEMS. Let's do a sample problem. So, what if we say Three squared represents the equatorial radius, 4 represents the long polar radius, and 5 represents the short polar radius. So, if we take a look at order of operations, our first step is to do groupings. That's what the G means. Groupings means that they're in parentheses. They are grouped together. So therefore, we're going to have to add these two. So 4 and 5 make 9. Why did we just do that? And what is the long polar radius and short polar radius? Well, in an egg is not a perfect sphere. It is similar to a sphere, but we said in the beginning that's a big fat one. So, since that there are two polarises, and 2 radiuses, that is referring to the height of the egg. Here's an example. So this is a diagram of an egg, and it has a picture of where all the lines of the formula are being placed in. So the A represents the equatorial radius. The equatorial radius is describing the width of the egg. The long polar radius is the number 4, indicated in blue. The long polar radius is from here all the way to the top of the egg. The short polar radius is from the bottom to this part of the egg. So, what we said in the beginning, when the egg is a big fat sphere, all we did was enlarge from here and here, make the long polar radius taller, then it turns into an egg. So, referring to the height of the egg, here is C and B. So that is the height right there, as we can tilt it like that. So that's why we did 4 and 5. Would equal 9. So we are done with the first step, which is groupings. So we're done with that. Our next step is to then have that equatorial radius and turn that into a whole number, because it is squared. So, if we do 3 squared, 3 times 3, that would equal 9. So 9 would be right here. So, we're done with the exponents, because the exponents, that was the only exponent. The equatorial radius measures the width of the egg. Like, if you look at a globe, the width of the egg is going to be inside it, from the top right here over to the edge right here. So if we have that egg standing up, that's the width right there. That red line is the width, even if it's laying down flat like that. So that's why it's squared, because there's one right here and one right there. We have to multiply that to be a square. Our next step for order of operations is multiply and divide. So, volume equals 2 times pi divided by 3, multiply that by 9 times 9, and yeah. So, for 2 times pi, because for order of operations, we go from left to right, we're going to have to do 2 times pi. Let's say pi is 3.14. Because there are so many digits that you can go on and on and on and on. So, 2 multiplied by 3.14 is, or 3 14/100ths, we would get 6.28, or 6 28/100ths. Then it's telling us to divide by 3, because that's the next step. 6.28 divided by 3, that would equal 6.28 divided by 3 is 2.093333 repeating. So, there's a few steps left. We have to do 0.093, multiply that by 9, and 9 again. Then we get our total answer for the volume of how much we can taste inside an Easter egg. Well, the hard-boiled eggs. 2.093 multiplied by 9, that would equal, if we do that and that, we would get an answer of 18.837. But if we multiply that 9 again, that is going to be our last step. Then, our final answer would be right here. Our answer would be 169.533 cubic units. So that is our answer for our Easter egg that we might be eating today. So yeah, this formula is sort of like this formula for a sphere. But if we enlarge the sphere and make it taller by increasing the long polar radius, then these extra steps will appear. So, our answer was 169.533 cubic units. And that is what's inside this egg. Happy Easter, guys and everyone. Thank you for watching this video. It's been really fun and enjoyable because this is supposed to be to celebrate our national holiday, Easter. To end this video, there will be a rocket shaped like an egg blasting through the galaxy. Happy Easter, everyone! Taoping Airlines, mission out! And enjoy your hard-boiled egg!